Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you can find a description of the day's astrology as I have it spelled out here. Here, I'm going to discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I'll play another card that, given the context of the day's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Four of Swords, and it's here because it represents in astrology the last 10 days or the third decan of the sun's transit in the land of Libra. Libra is an air sign, and swords in tarot are air element symbolism. So air element symbolism, what that has to do with is intellect and rationale, the thoughts we have, the plans we make, and the way we use our word, how we communicate with other people, okay? And often with tarot comes the caveat that, that our thoughts, our plans, and our words can be used to help us or help someone else or to do harm as well. So it's that double-edged sword sort of motif. And so we have come to the Four of Swords. Put in context, we had the Three of Swords before this for 10 days, and that was very much about heartbreak and the fact that people can be cruel, that they can say things that are intended to wound us, or even if they're not intended, there's a wounding that comes from it. And that's a real feeling of heartbreak, and so it would be no wonder if the next thing you did, if you have this sort of disaster where people have used their words, their thoughts, their plans against you in a way that wounded you to your core, the next thing to do would be naturally to take a little break, right? To step back, to retreat, to give yourself some time to heal and rest, to get in touch again with your own heart and your own spirit, right? We sort of seclude ourselves sometimes, and part of that is not just for healing and quiet time, having those important conversations with ourselves about what we've been through and what our part in it is, but also it's about reassessing our powers and limitations. Okay, so it's kind of a good thing sometimes to sort of retreat, crawl back under my little rock, and observe the world from afar while I think about what I am empowered to do, what I am capable of doing, what I am capable of responding to, what my responsibility is in a situation, and also, what are my limitations? What am I not empowered to do? What am I not really capable? What kind of response am I not capable of giving to a situation? So this is your time to rest. It's a good time, to sort of kick back and enjoy. And the moon is at the third quarter right now, and it's in Cancer most of the day. This is really a time when we want to be at home, taking care of ourselves, taking care of our loved ones, taking hot baths, cooking nourishing food. So it is a good time to sort of rest. Also, that third quarter moon is about the pause between planning to release what no longer serves us, and then we shift gears on this day into acting to let go of our resources that no longer serve us. And when after the moon has moved into Leo, it'll be more of an active time for us to do that. So great day to pause and reflect and enjoy the home life a little bit, enjoy having our own space, and just to give thought to what it is that we can and can't do at this time. And I'm going to shuffle these cards really quick because I forgot, but I want to let you guys know first, thanks so much for being here. Please hit the subscribe button if you've been tuning in and you're not subscribed yet. And also, I'm now offering private astrology and tarot readings online through my website. It's rosetarot.energyservices.com. So you can find that link in the description and contact me through there if you're interested. Okay, one more shuffle of the cards here. What do we have? The Eight of Wands. It's all full speed ahead, fire, 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 right? So I like the Eight of Wands. Wands are about fire, drive, determination, that sort of spark that gets us moving. It's about taking action and wanting to move forward. And I love the Eight of Wands. I love this depiction of the Eight of Wands because it's very much like having a full tank of gas on a clear and sunny day and an open road stretched out before you, right? You know where you're going. You can just get on that bike and ride. So that is that sense of momentum, that sense of, yes, we are on the way and we can just move forward. There's nothing getting in the way, right? Um, and if something does get in the way, the clouds there in this clear blue sky, the clouds are sort of clearing away as the wands come through, right? So the clouds would be like the precipitation, the moisture in the air. Our feelings about what's going on as we move forward are going to kind of get out of the way as we go ahead and just move. And taking that in relation, especially to fire today on the chart. Sun is Mars has been trying to Mars for a little while, but today is the culmination. The full strength of the Sun's trying to Mars comes in today in the afternoon at 6:05. Possibly, we've been feeling somewhat bold and independent, and that's coming to sort of a head at this time. So, this is our outer life, our attention, our optimism, our focus. And, it's very much conjunct with Venus right now. So it's also about what we like, love, and can't get enough of, what we're trying to attract into our lives, right? In this very auspicious, trine, blessed vibration with Mars, which is our sense of initiative, our sense of action and forward motion. And these are both in air signs. So this is in Libra, where the Sun is, and Mars is in Gemini. And so it's saying we have all the intellectual fuel that we need to get the work done. And see that Sun is trying to Mars, Venus is trying to Mars. They're also both trying to Saturn over here in Aquarius, and Mars and Saturn are trying as well. So the Sun and Mars are really what I'm focused on here. These are the fire planets in their air elements. So air feeds fire. It's a little more fiery that way. But we are really blessed with the ability right now to just to get moving, to do the work, to sort of take the walk toward what it is, not the walk, the run, the drive, right? Toward what it is that we're trying to achieve, toward what it is that we would like to be drawing in for ourselves at this time. And the moon will move into Leo tonight, and we're transitioning out of sort of thinking about what it is that we need to get rid of, pushing things toward the door, making our lists. We're shifting out of that mode into the taking action. So the momentum that we have right now, our motivations are probably a lot about clearing out stuff that doesn't serve us any longer. That personal creative purge that we do for about a week every month, between now and the new moon, which will come up next Tuesday. The new moon in Scorpio will be a great time to sit in the dark and to sort of reflect on how things are as they are in our lives before we get back into the increase side of creativity. And I just want to say Chiron and Aries over here is opposite both to Mercury and Venus in Libra right now. So, there are some opposition vibes. I feel like maybe there's some resistance to noticing, to understanding, to feeling, to being able to express, or just wanting to acknowledge even some of the healing that we have done, especially around old social wounds, old embarrassments, old ways that we have been mistreated, or just had an impression that people didn't like us or were laughing at us, that kind of thing. So if you've got any of these old social wounds, and I've already talked about this, but especially like if you're around my age, which is close to 50, your Chiron is very likely in Aries, and so you're having your Chiron return right now. So all those old wounds from when we were children, especially the social wounds where we felt left out or like we couldn't get along with others, a lot of that has healed by now. Hopefully, in 50 years, you've managed to let some of that old crap go from elementary school and middle school and high school and even from college, right? Those old things, we can just let them go now. And it's we might be resistant somewhat to feeling it, but through that feeling of resistance, we're opening up, right? We're taking the motivation and the momentum. We're opening up to noticing what it is that is healed so that we don't have to hold up those defenses any longer. Taken together here with the Four of Swords. You know, it's funny, ever since we got the Four of Swords, we get these other cards that say, go do something. And part of that is just all the wands that always come up. There's a lot of fiery impulse, I guess, in this room or in this person that's talking to you. So there's a lot of forward motion and desire to act, a lot of will to act in me. But listen, you know, Four of Swords is a time to take a rest. The third quarter moon is a time to take a rest, take a pause, not a long pause, just a pause. You know, as you switch gears from the thinking about what you're going to let go to the acting on what you're going to let go. It's okay to pause. It's okay to reflect. It's okay to think about what you are capable of, and it will make it easier to get into that momentum when you feel it. Okay, so use what you have learned in reflection as you move forward on your sunlit path. Okay, use what you have learned in reflection as you also give into the momentum. Right. There is a time for all things. There's a time to pause, and there's a time to go forward. And now is the time, I think, that we're sort of in between. And so it's okay to be still in the pause and reflecting until we move into that sense of momentum tomorrow with the moon in Leo. Let's see if there's anything else I see here. I mean, 4 is half of 8. You know, it really still is my thought and my opinion that, to have that momentum, to take advantage of the sense of initiative that's coming in, to take advantage, to be driven to do the things that inspire us. We also, have to get enough rest. When you are bogged down without having enough rest, then you probably, fall asleep at the wheel. Or, you're more likely to fall asleep at the wheel. So be careful about that, and just, rest when you need to, so that you can take advantage of all the momentum that is on your side at this time. And I think that's all I have to say about it today. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.